Nice to see you again. I'm Amy Lei, a stock trainer at Homely Chart, which is a stock training school. And this video is the ninth one of my channel, Amy's Stock Analysis Daily. And the topic today is weekly summary, because it's already Friday, and here I'm making a summary on this week's great events and also the market performance, right? And then firstly, let's check some significant news, okay? So the most important of all is the US Federal has held this FOMC conference on June the 9th and 10th, and the result is the interest rates will remain unchanged as before, which is near zero, and such low rate would last through 2022. Okay, before this conference, people were talking about this yield curve control, right? But in the end, it wasn't mentioned, or maybe mentioned but didn't pass. I'm not sure about the details, but finally, it didn't become the truth. This yield curve control, right? But in future, whether or not the U.S. would take such a measure, not sure. So we will keep an eye on that, keep a close eye on that, because it's also possible that if in future the economy becomes worse and the U.S. government has no choice but to take more aggressive policies, maybe they would also take this yield curve control policy. Okay, so then secondly, we know the IPO of NetEase and JD.com in Hong Kong exchange market, right? So for NetEase, it will be listed. It already listed on 11th June, this Friday, and for JD.com, the listing date should be 18th June. So in my previous videos, I also analyzed about JD.com's coming IPO in Hong Kong. If you're interested, and can go to my channel and search. The topic should be about JD.com's coming IPO in Hong Kong, and I think the date I updated the video should be it should be 5th June, if I remember correctly. Okay, and then for another important news is that Tesla, the shares, the price already surged past $1,000, while China approves its LFP battery. Okay, so about Tesla, it's very important because behind this company is this topic of new energy vehicles, right? And also about behind NetEase and JD.com's IPO in Hong Kong, we have this topic, this hot topic of US listed Chinese companies back home. And in future, maybe we're expecting more Chinese companies who have listed previously in US and back, maybe to choose the Hong Kong market to relist, right? So this is also some topic we need to pay attention to pay constant attention in future, okay? And these are the significant news of this week. And then how about this week's market performance? Okay, firstly, about the US market, the Dow Jones and Nasdaq plunged sharply, separately by 1,800 points and 527.62 Friday. So after a very forceful rally before Friday last night, the US market has been quite bullish, right? But then suddenly there comes this big jump, big downward gap. Okay, and then actually before this, I have one video talk about the Nasdaq, right? And the topic is Nasdaq back to previous high. What's next? So have you watched that video? And actually I have mentioned about the potential risks, and later I will mention about that again. Yeah, about US market, how we can escape this big jump, right? And that's for the US. And then for our Singapore market and for Hong Kong market, STI and Hang Seng Index lost its momentum and follow US plunge after a sprint early June. For Hong Kong and Singapore, our market's not that strong in May. It roughly keeps sideways there. But early June, suddenly the two markets, the indexes become quite bullish. The upward momentum is very strong, but it's just a very short sprint, which has already ended temporarily now. Because following US markets drop, yesterday and today, the market dropped sharply for these two, okay? And then for Malaysia market, the KOCI currently is testing the support of the long-term downtrend line after a steep rally. Before the price of KOCI break up the long-term downtrend line, the upward momentum is almost as strong as that of the US market. So also that's understandable, because before that the Malaysian market has remained in long-term downtrend for roughly more than 2 years. So for our STI and Hang Seng Index, at least there used to be some relatively big rallies, but for Malaysia, no such big rallies. So if recently the Malaysian market suddenly become very strong, it's understandable. I can understand that. Okay, it's like it's catching up with the other Southeast Asian markets. Previously it has been too weak. Okay, now it's trying to make up. Okay, that's about the market performance, and let's check the details. Okay, so details about the market. Firstly, we check the US, the Nasdaq and Dow Jones. Then we check our STI and Hang Seng Index, and also we check a bit about KOCI, so that we know in future what to expect, what we should do, and what lessons we can learn from the sudden sharp drop. Okay. Okay, so this is the Nasdaq. Okay, so for Nasdaq, in my previous video with the topic Nasdaq back to previous high, what's not next? Okay, so when I was updating that video, it should be around this date. Okay, so should be around here, 4th June. Okay, 4th June, when the gap was almost covered. So I updated this video, and I mentioned, do you still remember? I mentioned that based on our deviation expert, if you don't know what it is, can go back to check the video, my previous video. Okay, so we have a bearish, potential bearish divergence, right? We know that ever since this moment, 17th April, the price has keep hitting new highs, but for our money inflow, it has obviously slowed down. Back at that moment, 4th June, I already mentioned that for the US market, it's a potential bearish divergence. The danger is dangers accumulating secretly. We really need to be very careful, and the best strategy is short-term trading, right? And then after that, the market remain quite strong for several days until the price already hit a new high, right? The previous high been taken, new high, and then here comes this sudden big jump. Okay, so if you really want to escape such big drops in future, how you can do that? You need to take the alert signal in advance and get prepared to escape at any moment. If you already get prepared, then you can react very fast. So what is the alert signal? So for Nasdaq, it's this bearish divergence, right? And then for Dow Jones, how about for Dow Jones? For Dow Jones, okay, before this gap, if we check an indicator called Tai Chi signal, you still remember I mentioned the Tai Chi in my previous videos. Is a very significant indicator, very powerful, can help you do top escape and to do bottom catch, and also after the signal appear in future, it would be very significant support at all resistance levels, and such support and resistance can last for a very long time, right? Okay, so let's say on this date, 8th June, that's already the price already above the previous blue Tai Chi signal, right? This is the previous blue Tai Chi signal. Price already above, and it seems like it's a breakthrough. But then on 9th June, we got this yellow Tai Chi signal. We know that yellow Tai Chi signal means danger, means very high probability that the price would drop because it has been too high. Okay, and you see, the yellow Tai Chi signal, it appears almost at the very, let's say, very close to the level of the previous blue Tai Chi signal. So this is like double alert. Then you see the following day, the price dropped below, means confirmed this is the beginning of a correction. Only maybe we don't know how forceful the correction can be, but we know that there should be a correction. And then we combine with the performance of Nasdaq. We know that at that moment it already gave us a bearish divergence. So the indexes verify each other. So it's confirmed that the U.S. market is already extremely dangerous. So you better leave, right? Then come this crazy 1,800 points drop. Okay, so actually market gave us enough time to escape, to respond, only that you don't know the alert, the warnings the market is giving you. Okay, so that's why we need a tool, need a software, and why we need to learn the knowledge about technical analysis, the chart, how to read the chart, right? Okay, so this is about the US market performance. And then if we check how about in future, go back to Nasdaq, maybe Dow Jones first, right? So in future, where should the support level be, right? We also want to know the support. Okay, we can check our chip distribution a bit. And if we check chip distribution, and we see that currently the price is at this level, already below this relatively longer blue bar. This chip distribution, it calculates the volume, right? So the longer the bar, the stronger the support or resistance, because the more chips have been accumulated around that level. Okay, so we can see very clearly next significant support level for Dow Jones should be here and also here. These two levels very close to each other, right? So you can regard them as roughly a whole. Okay, and then if we double conform with Fibonacci, okay, so currently the price is around the 80.9% level, slight support, but not very strong, and currently already below a bit. And then the next significant level we check combined with Fibonacci should be 61.8%. Here, this is the same level as the longest blue bar of chip distribution, right? So means our next significant support should be around 24,000. Okay, 24,000 should the downward momentum remain for a while in near future. Okay, so that's for Dow Jones. Then for Nasdaq, so for Nasdaq, we also see the yellow Tai Chi signal, but for Nasdaq, the yellow Tai Chi signal is already this big drop, so better you take the warnings before. The warnings which tell you that it's a bearish divergence. If you have taken the warnings, and then you can react very fast. And also, if we check another interesting phenomenon, after last night's drop, the previous downward gap now is at the previous downward gap, right? So the previous downward gap, after it is covered, there should be some slight support. And if you check our chip distribution, okay, so you see around this level, it should be the level of the previous downward gap. Okay, and then currently the price is very close to this support, right? And then the next significant level should be here. You check here is also, if the price dropped to this level, means the previous upward gap would also be covered. Okay, so this is the market regularity. All the gaps have to be covered. It's only a matter of time. Okay, and we combine with golden section to check, or somebody call it Fibonacci. Okay, so currently also the price is at the slight support of 80.9%, and the next level should be 61.8%. So this is the significant support level. Also overlap with the blue chips, the strong support level. Okay, so the two resonate with each other, and we check the level should be roughly around 8,774 points. Okay, so that's the future significant support for Nasdaq. Okay, so after checking the US, how about our STI? So for STI, you see, this is also when the previous gap finally covered. The gap covered, and then the price is very close to the level of the previous blue Tai Chi signal, right? So blue Tai Chi, once the gap, once the price reached the high of the blue Tai Chi signal, or even can go higher, reach this previous downward gap, then it would be a very strong resistance. So in previously, my prediction is if the price already exceeded this level, it might go up a bit to cover the gap, then maybe drop. But because the STI is affected by the US market, the big drop, so it didn't continue go up to cover the gap. Okay, it just dropped directly. But we know when the price already reached this level, we already know this is a very strong resistance, especially after this sprint early June, right? So this is the sprint early June. So we especially need to be careful. So then we get this big jump yesterday, and today the downward momentum remains strong and the price continue dropping further. And let me check currently where the price lies, what level the price lies now. So currently the STI is sitting at 2659. Okay, it's around here. Okay, so it's around the previous high level now. Currently the price is around here. Okay, so around here, and by checking the chip distribution, we can see very clearly below, when this small gap is covered, we should have some slight support here, right? See, once the gap is covered, it reached this blue bar of chip distribution, and after that, below we have the strongest support around this level. This should be 2532. Okay, so if recently the US market, the correction is very strong to reach the 61.8% level we talked about, then for STI, the probability would be very high that the price would continue dropping to cover this gap and even drop to this strongest support. So it depends on the performance of the US market. Okay, and then for Hang Seng Index, it should be the same. It should be roughly the same. For Hang Seng, only this round is weaker than STI because we know that a lot of unrest in Hong Kong recently, so that's why the market also seems weaker than the STI. Okay, and then we see the price it didn't reach the previous downward gap, didn't really reach. It just reached the relatively long bar of chip distribution, and then it reached, and then the big jump Thursday. Okay, so after that, the strongest support for Hang Seng Index is the immediate level here. So today, I believe price already dropped below this level. Let me check the current price for Hang Seng Index is 24,184. 184. Okay, so interesting. Currently, the price is just lingering around the strongest support here. And if the downward momentum is strong, it's also possible that the price might continue dropping further to reach this level, which should be also the previous upward gap, which hasn't yet been covered. So after the gap is covered, so this would be the very strong support level. But considering that for Hang Seng Index, this rally really isn't a very big one. Maybe the correction might not be as crazy as our STI. Okay, so that's for Hang Seng Index. Then finally, we check KOCI a bit. So for KOCI, what we know is before this very forceful rally, we see KOCI has remained very weak for a long time. The high point is 2018 April until the bottom 2020 March is already 2 years. 2 years remain quite bearish all the time, right? And keep hitting new lows all the time, so it has been very weak. And then this rally, if it is so strong, it's understandable, right? It's the catching up, make up of this previously 2 week performance. Okay, and then we check the long-term downtrend line here, right? So this is the super long-term downtrend line, and we have witnessed, the market has witnessed the price break up this significant resistance level and keep going up. And currently, affected by the U.S. market drop, KOCI also begin to correct, push back, right? So then what we are expecting is, in near future, if the price continue dropping to touch this previous downtrend line here, whether or not this level can hold up. If this level can hold up and the price can turn upward again, wow, congratulations. For those who are trading the Malaysia shares, this might be the real long-term bullish reversal. Yeah, but what if the price just drop directly below the level? Means still it's not yet a real reversal. So for KOCI, we really need to keep a close eye on it. Okay, and for individual shares of KOCI, it's also a lot of shares quite crazy. I tell you, recently a new member, new homely member has done this one-to-one learning with me last week, and I taught him how to do the filtering with our homely software, and it happens that we found a sub-new share which the pattern is very, very beautiful. I said, wow, this is a very good one. Then this new member, he just bought the following day, and for that single day, the price went up for more than 60%. So it's very crazy for the KOCI market, right? You know, I cannot remember the code very clearly. Yeah, I think it should be this A code 0218. We can check how crazy it is. So we found it, we spotted this share this day, 4th June, okay? And then I said the pattern is a very good one because I checked this multicolor dragon. And this is the sideways platform. I said if tomorrow the price break up the sideways platform, it should be a very good buy point because the retailers disappear, the green bar disappear, right? And then the big boys suddenly increase a lot. So once the platform breaks through, the price break through the platform, there should be a forceful rise for a short term. So after that, you see the first day, the following day, just the 2 days rise. You check how much it is. %125%. That's we count this this bar below. So if we only check these 2 days, that's 68%. So if you have bought this one crazy, just 2 days, your profit is more than 60%. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I think this is all about the market performance of this week and also the significant news this week. And what we are experiencing now, what we're going through now is this short-term correction. After that, we need to wait and see whether the significant support levels I mentioned can hold up. If that's the case, in future, maybe we can have another rally. But remember, currently the market is extremely uncertain. The best strategy will always be short-term trading. Just like this share, this new member, he bought around this candle after another 2 days big rise. he very wisely sold away at this very sharp drop on the day when the price dropped very sharply. So I don't know what the performance is for today, but I think for short term, if 2 days or 3 days, he can secure a profit more than 60%. That's good enough. Okay, short-term trading. Okay, remember, always short-term trading for the current situation. Okay, so tomorrow and the day after tomorrow should be the weekend, right? So I just wish you a happy weekend, and our video would resume next Monday. So see you next Monday. And also, at last, if you like this video, please kindly give me a thumb up. And also, you're welcome to share this video with your friends. Okay, so that's all about today. Thanks for watching. See you next Monday. Bye bye.